tale of Despereaux, chapter 7 through 12. And then at the Mouse Council, the honorable judge told the Despereaux that he needed to regret his decisions of falling in love with a human and speaking to a human. And if he shows regrets or if he says an apology, then he could be forgiven. I'm not completely, but then his punishment could be reduced. But when he got the offer, Despereaux, he refused to regret any of his actions or apologize any of his actions. And what was the reason for doing that? That's probably because, so in the chapters that we were supposed to read, what was the name of the mouse that loves the light? Rescue? Rescue. Oh yeah. He said that light is the meaning of his life, and Botticelli said no, torturing prisoners is the meaning of life. I think in his case, Despereaux, loving, it was the first feeling that he has ever experienced in his life. So loving, and then Princess P has been the meaning of his life, and denying the meaning of his own life was unimaginable. So, picture the person that you love in the most in your life. That would be probably your parents, right? Your mom. And then if you were standing in front of a council or like a court, and then if the judge tells you, if you deny your love for your mom, then I am going to forgive you. Would you do that? You wouldn't probably do that because it's denying your own existence and denying the meaning of your life. So he wanted to be true to himself. He wanted to be completely honest, and that's why he didn't do that. So I think that he showed a lot of courage, and even though he's very tiny, he shows a lot of significance. And no matter whether you're important or not, you can definitely show an example of bravery. Okay, and then the second thing, when he was dragged to the dungeon, the Antoinette, the mother, at first she seemed really sad, and she still was pretty sad when he said the adieu. But then adieu is like the final farewell, and he was deeply disappointed, and he was deeply hurt when he heard the farewell word, because it means that she sort of gave up on rescuing the child, and she sort of like expecting that he's never going to return because it's the final word of farewell. So if it was a real mom, if it was an ordinary mom, then she should have like wailed and then like cried on the floor, and then she would like fight with all her might with the guards so that the guards won't break him apart from the mother. And if it was an ordinary mother, she would claim that take me instead of my child. I would suffer in his place, but she didn't say that. She didn't do that. She just like gracefully waved her hand, adieu, adios. And then it shows that she is more concerned about like how she look. She's concerned about her image. She is very dramatic and very selfish. So that's why Despereaux felt completely alone in this dark world. Even mom, who's supposed to give the most care to me, doesn't even care about me. So that's why he fell into great depression. Yeah, okay, so these are some of my ideas that we're gonna hear from each one of you, and I'll give you 45 seconds. But before diving into the volunteering, let's all practice at the same time. Alright, so plug your ears and try not to look at the paper. When you're doing the real turn, you're not supposed to look at the paper, not even a single time. Okay, practice round. Ready, set, start. Well, the reason why Despereaux decided not to renounce or regret any of his actions is because falling in love with Princess P was the most intense feeling that he has ever felt in his life, made him feel very alive. So he thought that he didn't want to deny that because that was the sole purpose of his life. And for the second question, the mom, she is very graceful, she's very beautiful, but she's more concerned about her outer appearance and how she might look to others rather than fighting for her son. So she gracefully gave up saving her son by saying farewell, adieu to the son, and dad gave a lot of despair to and sadness to Despereaux. Okay, so who's ready? Okay, Suvin, we're gonna hear from Suvin first without looking at the paper. Alright, okay, ready, set, start.
I think this girl say like that because he sincerely loved Mrs. P and he thought that love isn't that big. And I think he's really free. I cannot do like this girl because she's really rude.
Uh-huh.
If I am in desperate situation, my mother will act. She will not act like the desperate mom.
Oh.
She is really selfish. Usually, the mother say, "I will go instead of you." My mother will say like that.
Oh, okay. So he had genuine love, true love for Princess Peach. That was the most intense feeling and greatest passion that he has ever felt in his life. And he really wanted to hold on to that. That was very precious. If Subi were Despereaux, she wouldn't be able to do that because the thought of the dungeon and then like dragged to the dungeon and getting eaten by the rats alive, that's so scary. And Subin's mom, she wouldn't do that. She would fight for her to the final moment. Okay, that was very nice. Well, Subin, feel free to write next week's response. Okay, yeah. And then we're gonna all hear from Pyun Ha-yoon. All right, let's hear from Ha-yoon. Okay, ready, set, start.
For number one, Desperate thought that he is not like criminal because he is just like thinking that I just like talk with just a person that they will not kill our mice. But another mouse are like thinking the human is very bad, like human. But I think the hero hasn't know any bad things. So Despero's mom said a for a last word. So I think she's very selfish, but my mom will not talk about
Okay, so the Mouse Council labels the action of talking to human or communicating human as the most abominable sin in the world. But then Despereaux thinks that there's nothing wrong with trying to communicate with other animals such as the human if we can beautifully and then harmoniously coexist. There's nothing wrong with that. So he is challenging the misconception and then challenging the prejudice. Okay, and then the mom is very selfish and self-interested. Okay, very nice. Who else? Okay, who else? Oh, alright. We're gonna hear from Doa. Alright. 도아 말할 때 동시에 silently 자기 거 practice 하는 거예요. 45초 동안 요거 보면서 하는 거예요. 오케이? 놀고 있으면 안 돼요. 도아, ready, set, start.
So the most honored mouse said to Despereaux to say sorry because she like talked to Princess Peach.
Yeah.
But Despereaux didn't. And if I was in Despereaux's situation, I'll be so I'm scared, so I'll say sorry, and we will be crying, to my mom about like saying how me, and Despereaux mother said to you. I was so
Curious? Why she?
What my mom said, so I told my mother how you like act. She said, I will not go inside of you because you like didn't listen to the rules. So I said.
Your mom is so funny. So the most honorable mouse told him to say sorry and then you regret your actions talking to Princess P. And if Tua were Despereaux, then she would be so scared and frightened. Just the thought of being dragged to the dungeon and getting eaten by the rats alive. So she would cry and then she would say sorry. And she asked her, oh, mom, if I were dragged to the dungeon, like what would you do? And then Doa's mom, she's very strict, and then she's very level-headed. And then she said, Doa, it's you who broke the rules, so it's your responsibility. I'm not gonna go instead of you. That's really funny. Okay. Yeah, so who can go next? Who can go next? Okay. Then we're gonna pick by lottery. Yeah. 자, 자기 거 지금 연습하는 거예요. 지금 노는 거 아니에요. 연습하는 거예요. 오케이. So, 환희 해야 되고, 그리고 재원이 해야 되고, 수아 해야 되고, 주호 해야 되고, 세빈이, 성원이, 그리고 정후, 그리고, 헨리 해야 되고, 그리고, 윤하 해야 되고, 그리고 현우 해야 되고, 설정 완료, 추첨하기 헨리. Okay, we're gonna hear from Henry 하윤. Alright. Okay. 다른 사람 자기 거 속으로 연습하세요. Silently. Ready, set, start.
I believe that I would behave same as well
Mm.
because I like to do whatever I want.
Mm.
I think making my opinion to others is a very good thing.
Mm.
If we can say our opinion to others, other people will think us. I think he's very less have a less knowledge.
Mm.
And the second question,
Mm.
I asked my dad, and then my dad said, I will say, I will go instead of you.
Oh, very honorable. And then Henry said he would not regret and he would not apologize because Henry is the type of person who likes to think independently. And then if you deny your thoughts according to other people, then we won't be able to gain any true knowledge. So we need to develop the ability to express our independent opinions. And Henry's dad, very honorable, he said that, oh, I'm gonna go instead of you and then sacrifice. Okay, that was really wonderful. All right, next person. Okay, no. All right, 계속 추첨. 주호. We're gonna hear from 주호. All right, okay. 자, 안 보고 딱 덮어놓고 할게요. 딱 덮어놓고. 주호, ready, set, start.
I think that's because he loves the Princess P and he was listening to the Princess. But if I'm in this first position, I will not because I don't want to go to the religion. For the second question, as you say, some especially said because it has responsibility and it is really farewell.
Uh-huh.
So, what next? If I'm in this first position, my mother says she will try very hard to get me out of the dungeon, and she can go instead of me.
Oh, okay. So he had deep love for Princess P, but if Juho were Despereaux, he would just like follow what the most honorable judge said. Yes, I renounce. I regret my actions because he's so scared and frightened of the dungeon. The audio sounded especially sad because it means that the mother just like threw away her responsibility as a parent. I mean, a child, all his life, all his world consists of the parents, and not being able to rely on that, this is complete disaster. Okay? Oh, that was wonderful, Juho. All right. The next person, who would that be? 계속 추첨. We're gonna hear from Sebin. Okay. Yeah. 거기다 딱 두고. Yeah, without looking at it. Ready, set, start.
The reason that the spirits never renounced is he loved Princess P and can't understand why loving Princess P is wrong. And he also did about the night to save a princess, and he pretended to be getting a break. When I was desperate, I will never renounce because it is very embarrassing, and I think it isn't wrong that the mouse loving a princess P and desperate mom is very selfish because he only cares about her clothes and he say adieu to the desperate.
Oh, Oh, she only is concerned about her appearance, right? Okay, so there's nothing wrong with falling in love with somebody and then loving the passion for someone else. And then if one of the judges explained why loving is wrong, then Despereaux could have understand. Okay, I could understand the reasons, but nobody explained to him why love is wrong, is a crime. So he thought that there would be no reason to deny his actions or feelings. And Sebin, she would not renounce her actions because there was nothing wrong with it. She was innocent. Despereaux was innocent. Okay, thank you very much, Sebin. So who's gonna be the next person? 계속 추첨. Oh, we're gonna hear from 현우, 남현우. Alright, 현우. Ready, set, start.
The sports did not announce that about him communicating between the student because maybe he didn't want to agree on that having love with someone else. But if I was in Despereaux's situation, I would just renounce because if I just don't renounce, then I will go to the dungeon and get eaten by the rats. And for a second question, I think Despereaux's mother's attitude is a bit bad because if it was my mother, then she will just try any method to make me be safe. Well, Despereaux's mother
Just like easily gave up, right? Okay. So communicating with humans, there's nothing wrong with it. Just because it's a rule, just because it's a law, it doesn't mean that it's always absolutely right. So he challenged the rule that seemed to be wrong, and but Hyunwoo would renounce and then say sorry, apologies, because it's not worth risking your own life. So you need to, the most precious thing in your life is your own life. So he's gonna save that. And if it were Hyunwoo's mom, she would do everything. She would try every method to save him. That's the correct attitude of a parent. Okay, so who's gonna be the next one? 계속 추첨. Oh, Yunha. We're gonna hear from Yunha. All right, put that down and then talk to the teacher. Ready, set, start.
Because the kind of thing that it is nature thing that talk to a human and love someone.
Oh.
So he didn't apologize. But however, I will apologize because whatever I broke the law, and even if I think my behavior is right,
Oh.
and he thought that his mom loved him in the past, but she said adios, so he will be very disappointed. And if my mom will prevent me that I don't go to jail.
Oh yeah. So Despereaux thought that loving and then wanting to communicate with somebody, those are just like natural emotions that you're born with. And then why do you have to be punished for your natural emotions? But if it was Yuna, she would apologize because she has full respect for the law and for the rule. And just like Socrates said, oh, evil law is still a law, so you need to follow it. So she's going to pay full respect to the law and then she will still follow it. Yeah, and then Despereaux was deeply disappointed in the mom because she failed to protect him. Okay, very nice. Who's gonna be the next person? 계속 추첨. Oh, 최지원. Let's hear from 최지원. Jeoni, ready, set, start.
If I was experienced, I will not apologize because I don't think it is guilty communicating with a human, and it is necessary to love somebody it is just an emotion. And I asked for my dad if what he will do, and he said he will say be healthy. And Despereaux's mother said adios. I was very disappointing because she didn't have any ability to save him. Even she was his protector, but she just
cared about her.
Oh, okay. So loving somebody, communicating with somebody shouldn't be considered guilty. And Taewon said that loving, the feeling of love is necessary in our life. That acts as a basic motivation and driving force and momentum in our life. And then that's the purpose of our life as well. And Taewon asked his dad, what would you say in that situation? And his dad said, well, maybe I'm going to say, stay well, Jaewon. Take care, Jaewon. He said that. That's really funny. Okay. All right. So who's going to be the next person? 계속 추첨. Honey. So we're going to hear from Honey. All right. Ready, set, start. Okay. Ready, set,
I
start.
think Despereaux can win the power of love because he didn't renounce at the council because he loved the Princess P and he couldn't say he don't love.
Uh-huh.
And when the mother says adieu, I think it could be a disappointment
Oh.
and a bad one for moms, bad words for sons that mom tells because it is just saying goodbye and not being such a great thing
Oh.
for
Oh, okay. Despereaux thought, so Despereaux tried to fight the law, but then Honey believes that there is no point in fighting the law. It's impossible. But he can understand that love is undeniable. How can you deny your natural emotion? And hearing a deal from a mom was very deeply disappointing because she gave up too easily without trying anything. And then saying goodbye for good means that she doesn't expect to see her son in the future any longer. So that was very saddening. Okay, that was good. Next person. 계속 추첨. Oh, 성원이. We're gonna hear from 김성원. Alright, 성원이. Ready, set, start.
Despereaux didn't announce even though they go to the version. He is a true love stupid and he didn't want to lie to himself. If I was in the same situation with Despereaux, I will renounce because I want to live longer and have this playing with my friends. When I asked my parents, my mom said she will go instead of me, but my father said you should go to the dungeon because Blue is
Okay, yeah. So he had true and genuine love for Princess P, and then denying that is lying to himself. And then the most important kind of honesty is being truthful to your own self. But if it were someone, he thinks that his life is worth more than being honest, like 100%. So he would try to save himself first. And then someone's mom said that I'm gonna save you no matter what, someone. And then someone's dad said, it's your fault that you broke the law, so you should go to the dungeon, someone. That's what he said. Okay, all right. So the next person 계속 추첨. 여기 지금 수아 보이지? 수아하고 그 다음에 이제 또 아는 사람 누구지, 여러분? 그냥 아는 사람 정우, 정우, 유나? 유나 했어? 그치. 그러면 수아 다음에 정우하고 마무리하면 되죠? Okay, so let's hear from 수아. Ready, set, start.
her mother notices because the elder notices that to eat the books and act like a mouse. But Despereaux listens to music in the semester and I will not forget I will regret my thought because I don't want to go to the dungeon. And Despereaux's mom is very selfish and thinks about only herself. And I asked my mother, and she said she will go instead of me because she knows.
Oh, okay. So Despereaux is very different from other mice. So other mice, when they see the book, they feel the desire, instant desire to eat the book. But instead, Despereaux wants to open it up and then look at the story and enjoy the story. So he has affinity for culture and music, and all of the he has all of the diverse emotions inside him. But if it were Sua, she would renounce because she would hate to go to the dungeon and get eaten alive by the rats. And Sua's mom said that I'm gonna go instead of you because I love you. That's what mom would do for the true love for the child. Okay, that was very touching and moving. All right, let's hear from Lee Jung-woo. Jung-woo, ready, set, start. Uh-huh.
Because he had a relationship and friendship with Keith.
Uh-huh.
If I was the girl, the frogs, I renounce because I am selfish and I am scared of dungeons.
Uh-huh.
And the frog's mom final word is adieu. I asked that question to mom. Mom says, I said it too because you can do yourself.
Okay, so yeah, he shares precious memories with Princess P, and he doesn't want to ruin that. He wants to keep cherishing and preserving the memories, and that's why he didn't renounce it. That became basically the meaning of his life. But Jungwoo, would not hesitate to renounce it instantly because he wants to save himself. And then when Jungwoo asked his mom, what would you say in that situation? And then her answer was, I'm going to say the same thing. It's your fault. You broke the rule and getting dragged to the dungeon. And that's what she said. Okay. All right. So that was